Hi, today we're going to be sharing some basic livestock information for 4-H, and this is going to be presented by your ambassadors, Bailey, Blaisden, and Dashton.
So what you'll be learning about today you're going to be learning about some basic livestock information, and a little bit of background here is our county has a large number of children that show small animals such as rabbits and poultry. But today we wanted to teach you and give you some information and facts on the larger animals to help you expand your knowledge on them. During this presentation, there's going to be 3 pop-up questions, so pay attention and listen to what your ambassadors have to say.
All about the ambassadors. Okay, so first is me. Hi, I'm Babe. I am 14 years old. I've been in 4-H for 10 years, and I am a member of the Refuge Rangers 4-H Club. I show cattle, swine, horse, and I used to show rabbits. I've gone to Minnesota State Fair 2 times with rabbit and once with swine. My favorite thing to do is work with my animals and work on the farm.
Hi everybody, I'm Blaise. I'm 16 years old. I have been in 4-H for about 7 years and I'm a member of the Refuge Rangers Club. I show cattle, swine, goat, rabbit, and horse. I have been to the Minnesota State Fair 3 times, 2 years with my rabbit and 1 year with my goat. My favorite thing to do in my free time is spend time with my animals.
Hi, I'm Dasher. I've been in 4-H for about 7 years. I'm also part of the Refuge Rangers 4-H Club. I am 13 years old. I show rabbit, swine, horse, goat, and dog. I've gone to the Minnesota State Fair 2 times, once with my rabbit and once for general. My favorite thing to do in my free time is hang out with my friends and family and work with my animals on the farm.
So before we begin talking, please remember, before getting any animal, do your research. This is super important. Each animal has different needs, and the information given today is to help you get started and understand learning about them, but we are not giving you all the information needed to take care of these animals.
Okay, so first, all about cattle. So the basics are, a bull is an intact adult male, a cow is an adult female that has had at least 1 calf, a heifer is a young female that has not had a calf, a steer is a castrated male, which means he can't reproduce, a calf is a young cow till weaned, which means when he or she is done milking from his mom. The difference between beef and dairy cattle. Beef cattle are primarily used for the production of meat. Dairy cattle are primarily used for the production of milk, and both are shown. Taking care of cattle. Have a large bucket full of fresh water 24/7. Have an area where their hay and grain can stay dry. Have at least a 3-sided shelter. Have a place to graze. Pop-up question. What is a cow? A young female that has not had a calf. An intact adult male. An adult female that has had at least 1 calf, or none of the above. The answer is C. A cow is an adult female that has had at least 1 calf. Moving on to common breeds of cattle. For beef, there are Black Angus, Charolais, and Herefords. For dairy, there are Holstein, Jersey, and Brown Swiss. Common diseases in cattle. Bovine respiratory disease and complex. General term for pneumonia from stress such as weaning, dehorning, shipping, and weather changes can make the animal susceptible to disease causing viruses and bacteria. Clostridial disease, also known as blackleg, common name for a class of bacterial infections called Clostridial, usually occurs in calves or young cattle less than 2 years old, and is caused by gangrene that forms in the muscles. Bovine respiratory syncytial virus. This is sometimes fatal, stress-related infection that can cause mild to severe respiratory disease and reduce the animal's resistance to other diseases. What you will need to show cattle. So you'll need your animal, yourself, show halter, show stick, and show comb. So up in the upper right corner is me and Blaisden showing my cow-calf pair from last year, and as you can see, we have all of our show equipment and we are matching. How to show cattle. So in this video, I will show you that I am walking my heifer. Her name is Wanda. I'm keeping her head up and I'm walking with confidence, and if she does stop, I just have to give her a little tug. And right now I only have the practice halter, but I'm using my show stick also. And I always want to keep her between the judge and me, and the judge is the camera right now. And when I set her up, I'm going to have her leg closest to the judge, staggered, so it shows off her udder. And then when I set her up, I stand a little bit far back, so it shows her off more than me. Fun facts. Cattle do not have front top teeth. Cattle can sleep while standing up. Cattle have 4 digestive compartments in their stomach. A cow's gestation is a little over 9 months.
Hi everybody, I'm Blazden, and I'm going to be talking about goats. So before we begin, I'm going to give you guys some basics. A kid is a baby goat, a doe is an adult female goat, a buck is an adult male goat, a dam is the mother of a goat, a sire is the father of a goat, and a wether is a castrated male, which means it can now help in the reproduction area. The difference between a market and dairy goat. Market goats are goats that are bred for their meat. They can also be shown and bred. Dairy goats are goats that are bred for their milk productions, and these animals can also be shown or bred. Both types of goats are used for breeding and showing, but they are bred for different uses of the goats themselves. Because of the differences that the goats are, they will be shown different as the image is shown below down here. Taking care of goats. Before you get a goat, you'll need to make sure you have some basic essentials so the goat feels safe and is comfortable. You'll need a shelter and fencing for a goat like the image placed here, an area with bedding such as straw shavings so it has a nice dry area to lay down and fall asleep, a food and water source that has unlimited water, a place to graze so they're getting different nutrition instead of their grain and their hay, and you're going to need some obstacles, which are optional but are recommended to help build muscle. A pop-up question. What is the difference between a dairy and market goat? A. Nothing. They're used for the same thing. B. Dairy goats are used for their milk, market goats are used for their meat. C. Dairy goats are used for their meat, and market goats are used for their milk. D. B and C are the same thing. Okay? Oh. The correct answer is B. Market goats are used for their meat, and dairy goats are used for the production of their milk. Some common breeds of goats for market. There are boar goats, and this I think is probably one of the most popular breeds across the United States that is shown in shows and is used for market. There's pygmy goats and there's pico goats. For dairy, there's alpine goats, Nigerian dwarf goats, and there's Nubian goats. Some common diseases in goats. Foot rot, what is shown in this image right here with the hooves. This is not a really severe case, but it can get worse. This is a bacteria that grows in the goat's hooves, and the bacteria makes the hoof raw and become painful to walk on. There's pink eye, which is caused by bacteria, and this bacteria affects the goat's eye and irritates it, and it can lead to severe side effects on the animal. And this right here is an image or an example of pink eye in a goat. Lastly, there's pneumonia, which is inflammation of the goat's lungs. Now, this causes respiratory issues, making it hard for the goat to breathe. This can lead to death if this is not treated. Now, all these diseases are very spreadable and contagious, but these all can be preventable with proper care. What you will need to show goats. You're going to need the goat and yourself and a chain or halter. Now on the screen you're going to see an L and you're going to see an R. The halters are chains closest to the L are going to be chains that are going to be more commonly used showing dairy, as you don't want it super bulky so it doesn't take away from the udder of the dairy goat. On the side of the R, these are going to be halters or chains more commonly used in market goats. But all of these chains or halters can actually be used on market goats. When showing goats, you don't need a whole lot, but the biggest thing is to know when showing goats is what the judge will be looking for and specific information and how to show the breed that you're showing. How to show goats. So here I'm going to show you guys a video of me showing this, I guess you could say retired dairy wether. He was shown at the county fair a couple of years ago. So as you guys can see, I'm holding him back from walking in front of me. I'm keeping him at a constant speed. So if the judge is watching, I'm keeping him at a constant speed to help show off the udder if he had one, and to show off the say bones on him or the meat that would be on a market goat. Slowing them down too will also help when you have to try setting them up. To set him up, I'm going to slowly start slowing him down, and then I'm going to stance him up. When I set him up, I want to, as you can see, these two front legs are going to be even, and the two back legs are going to be even, with the back legs a little farther back, not making a perfect rectangle. And then I'm going to hold his head up, and I'm going to reward him for stopping. So when putting your chain on your goat, if you decide to use a chain, in this picture right here, this boar goat, you can see that this chain is in the perfect kind of knot, I guess you could say, as there's a little gap between the jaw and the throat, and this will help the goat feel more comfortable and not feel like it's being choked while being shown. Some fun facts. Goats have 4 stomachs. A goat's body temperature is 101.5 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. A gestation for a goat is 5 months or about 150 days.
Okay, hi, I'm Dashton, and I'm going to be talking about swine. Some basics is that a baby pig is called a piglet. A pig 6 months or younger is called a gilt. A mature male pig is a boar, a castrated male pig is a barrow, and a mature bred female is a sow. In the upper right-hand corner, I have a picture of what a market pig should and may look like. And then in the lower right-hand corner, I have a diagram of meat on a pig. Taking care of swine. To take care of swine, you will need some supplies. The basics. Shelter, a place for your pig or pigs to stay in. A pen, a place for your pig to stay in without a bunch of other pigs in with it. Bedding to put in the pen, that could be shavings or straw. A place for your pig to get food and water, and something for your pig to play with, as like a ball, which is optional. Pop-up question. Do all swine weigh the same? A. Yes, they all weigh the exact same. B. Depends on how much they eat. C. No, they vary in size and weight. Or D. Both B and C. The correct answer is D, both B and C. Depends on how much they eat, and no, they vary in size. Common breeds of swine. There's a Duroc, Poland, a Hereford, Berkshire, Hampshire, and Spot. Common diseases in swine. Mastitis, woolen tissue on or near the nipples, common in lactating sows. One in the picture closest to the right. On the far right is what the nipple should look like, but if it has mastitis, that is what it's going to look like. Exudative dermatitis, also known as greasy pig. This is caused by a bacteria which lives normally on the skin without causing disease. It sometimes flares up and causes a dermatitis which oozes greasy fluid. It produces toxins which are absorbed into the system and damages the liver and kidneys. The third one is swine dysentery, an infectious disease characterized by diarrhea and marked inflammation limited to the large intestine. It could cause milder colitis in younger pigs. What you will need to show swine: a pig yourself, a pig whip, and a brush, which is optional, but if you are going to use a brush, it would be used kind of like this picture here, except instead of having the brush in its mouth, it would be held above its head.
You can also use the brush too if your pig does go to the bathroom in the show ring to wipe its butt off, so if the stuff that leaked out of its body doesn't take away from the animal.
And then on the right, that is what a pig whip looks like. And then at the bottom is a man showing his pig with the pig whip. To show pig, you obviously don't need that much, but just a couple key points is to make sure you keep eye contact with the judge, keep your pig in between you and the judge, and make sure you know your stuff and just have fun. How to show swine. So in this video, I am walking my pig Chili. In the beginning, you can see that she sped up faster than I would like anyway, so I just hit her in between her ears. To make her go to the right, I hit the left side of her face, and to make her go to the left, I hit the right side of her face. I would hit her just below on the jawline, and then if he or she stopped in the show ring, you would just hit in front of the head. In this picture, she is showing her pig. Its head is held up super nicely, and in order to keep your pig holding its head up, you want to take the whip and just hit a little under its face. Some fun facts. Did you know that relative to pig sizes, they have small lungs, which is shown in the upper part of the screen. Pigs can pass a variety of diseases to humans, and there are around 2 billion pigs in the world.
Now this is our work cited from the information we got. Lots of this information is on the U of M Extension website, so you guys can Google this to get more in-depth information about the animals, but it's super cool and interesting. There's lots of resources and sites that give you guys information. Overall, we hope you guys learned a lot from this presentation, and there's lots of ways that you guys can take this information and create it into county fair projects, such as veterinary science with diseases, if you found some of those interesting. And you guys can also just take this information and turn it into art projects. Be creative with it. There's lots of information here, and use it to the way you feel is really cool. As you guys may have noticed too, lots of the things in this presentation was in common, like the diseases and show supplies and the basic care. Although lots of these things are similar, there's lots of things that are different. So doing your research on these animals is going to be very important.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.